Today, the moon continues in Taurus, the earth sign, where we need to get grounded, get into our bodies, put our feet on the earth, get our hands on the things that we can shape. And Taurus is also the sign that is ruled by Venus, the planet of receiving. Taurus has to do with how we receive information through our senses. So it's a good way to connect to the earth in thinking about how we as through our bodies can receive the gifts of the earth and the world around us. And today we're talking about receiving the gifts of the future. Um, because not only do we have the energy of Taurus, but we also have the moon passing by Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, forming their conjunction in just a few days, really. It's on April 20th, and this is the ending and the beginning of another 14-year cycle, or a 14-year cycle, another important, meaningful, significant planetary alignment that we should be paying attention to. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Wednesday, April 10th. And as we follow the moon through in its journey through Taurus, again, we need to think about grounding. We need to think about how we connect with the world around us. And as I mentioned, because Taurus and the planet that rules Taurus, Venus, they are about how we receive, how we take in the beauty and the gifts and the things of value in the world around us. And having Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus is really asking us to be open to receiving those gifts from the perspective of the future. So what does it look like to receive the gifts of the future? It means not being bogged down or held back by the restraints of the past, the constraints, the things that have given meaning to our lives in the past, or given us a reason for the things that we do, the paths we choose, the choices we make in our lives. But really, those paths with Monday's eclipse, some of those paths are going to be in subtle or not so subtle ways begin to move in new directions. And so we really want to think about, where are we heading in terms of the future, and how do we look forward to where we're going, rather than getting distracted, I guess, by where we've been. So the gifts from the future are there for us, and it does require a little bit of a shift in how we show up. So what we want to think about in order to receive the gifts of the future. So first of all, Taurus is well, and we're following the Aries eclipse, right? The Aries new moon, the Aries moon cycle. Aries is about the present moment. It's about the pleasure and enjoyment of being alive and exploring and discovering and moving and acting from that place of what moves, inspires, and drives us in the present moment. So the impulses, so Aries can be impulsive, right? Impulses, spontaneity is maybe a more positive way of thinking about it. Directness, that is the theme of this moon cycle, is that Aries, spontaneity, directness, and sometimes impulsiveness, or maybe a feeling of agitation as we are trying to figure out what to do with the energy that is moving inside of us. So Taurus reminds us to slow down, to breathe, connect with our bodies, put our feet on the ground, relax, rest, chill out. And that Taurus moon, today's Taurus moon, can help us connect with the new direction that we might be going in, the new paths we might be stepping onto, by letting us feel that freedom of Aries movement. So that ability to kind of move in the way that we want to, but also to move according to what inspires us, what has that spark of meaning. So not just, I mean, meaning with the Pisces moon cycle meant, right, like that bigger connection, that bigger picture of our hearts and what makes us feel alive and that sense of belonging and connectedness. But this kind of inspiration has to do with a spark of clarity, a bolt of lightning, a moment of insight. And so to make room for those insights, those infusions, spontaneous infusions of new possibility, we want to be listening and paying attention to what is calling us forward and not getting distracted by the confusion, I guess, of trying to do things in ways that have made sense in the past. So there, it's complicated, right? And the past is important too. And the things we've learned and the wisdom we've acquired along the way is all part of what brings us to this present moment. But as we fully embody ourselves in the present moment, like what does that mean, right? Embodying yourself means slowing down enough to listen to your body's wisdom, what your bigger sense of your connection to the things that give you that inspiration, what makes you feel inspired to take action. And so we have to make room for that. And that's usually what I talk about during an Aquarius moon. But because the Taurus energy is in the Taurus moon is passing by Uranus later in the day with Jupiter together with Uranus, we also have a little bit of that vibe going on today of that spark of insight, but it's really connected to how we come into our bodies, how we move in the world, how we show up as ourselves, how we take shape, right? As we choose, how do I dress? How do I move? How do I schedule my day from what I'm becoming rather than being held back in terms of possibility by what I've been in the past. So those are my thoughts for you today. If nothing else, just think about your body, tuning into your body. What does your body need? How can you care for your body? And that reminds you that you need to receive to be whole. To be whole, we need to be able to receive the things we need. We need to be able to receive the things that are valuable to us. And some of those have to do with the things that excite and inspire us about the future. So, receiving the gifts of the future. Thank you so much for being here. I am Marina Orms, and you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Thanks for being here and for subscribing. I'm here every day with Astrology for Unshakable Self-Care, and we'll continue on moving through the unfolding of maybe what got shaken up around the eclipse for you. All right, talk to you next time. Bye for now.